Crabageddon, the Great Christmas Island Crab Migration. There is a place in the middle of the Indian Ocean where the sand isn't the only thing red, the whole island crawls. No, seriously. Welcome to Christmas Island, Australia's most bizarre crab-packed tropical paradise. It's not just home to pristine beaches and lush jungles. Oh no. It's home to one of nature's weirdest spectacles, the red crab migration. Yes, you heard that right. Red crabs. Not prawns. Not lobsters. Not something fancy for dinner. These guys are not on the menu, they are the main event. Imagine waking up, stepping outside your house, and crunch, that wasn't a leaf. Your driveway is coated with bright red crabs. They're on your stairs, on your walls, in your mailbox. One even has the nerve to wave at you before marching off like it pays rent. This isn't an alien invasion, though it looks like one. It's a full-blown crustacean parade, and it happens every year when 40 to 50 million red crabs decide it's time to find love. Beachside. Christmas Island, 1,500 kilometers off the coast of mainland Australia, is mostly covered in rainforest and steep rocky cliffs. But during crab season, it turns into something between a David Attenborough documentary and a Pixar film where every character has pincers. The famous red crab migration on Christmas Island typically begins between October and December, but the exact timing depends on the first significant rainfall of the wet season and the lunar cycle. Once that first big rain hits, it signals to the crabs that it's time to move. Millions of them leave their forest homes and head to the coastline to breed and spawn during the waning moon phase, often around November. The entire migration, spawning, and return can last several weeks, and it's one of the most anticipated natural events on the island each year, attracting scientists, tourists, and crab watchers from around the world. You see, these crabs are normally homebodies. They live quietly in the forest, munching on fallen leaves and minding their own business. But once a year, when the conditions are just right, they get a sudden, irresistible urge to drop everything and migrate to the sea. For the crabs, it's a sexy beach holiday. For the humans, it's a crabocalypse. Let's paint the picture. You're driving down the island's only major road, sipping your coffee, radio playing, when bim, the road is now a literal sea of red crabs. The highway is closed. Why? Because crabs have the right of way here. The local government even builds crab bridges and crab tunnels to help them cross safely. That's right, bridges. For crabs. No tolls, no speed cameras, just thousands of tiny red legs shuffling their way across like nature's most determined commuters. And they're relentless. Nothing stops them. Garden fences? Climbable. Swimming pools? Intriguing. Shoes left on your porch? Now crab condos. Locals have to rake them off their front steps, sweep them out of their garages, and double-check their washing machines before hitting start. One poor bloke found a crab in his cereal box. The crab looked confused but defiant, like, "Mate, this is my house now." You'd think people would be annoyed. But no, on Christmas Island, red crabs are treated like royalty. They're legally protected. You can't squish them, harm them, or even inconvenience them. In fact, if a crab decides your office is on its route to romance, your meeting is cancelled. Nature has spoken. And these aren't just any crabs. These are giant forest crabs, bright red, fist-sized, with a tendency to march with an attitude. When they move, they mean business. It's like every crab is on a mission, carrying an invisible clipboard and a tight schedule. If one of them stares you down on the sidewalk, you move fast. The migration is a chaotic yet highly synchronized event. First, the males lead the charge, stampeding down slopes, over roots, and across roads toward the ocean like they're chasing crab Coachella tickets. Then the females follow, more graceful, less reckless, but equally determined. Once they hit the coastline, the crabs dig burrows in the sand and, let's say, they get romantic. Crabs do their crabby thing, and then the males start their awkward march back home while the females hang around to release their eggs into the sea. It's basically the ultimate Tinder hookup, but everyone's red and has claws. Now here's where it gets really wild. When the females finally return home, millions of baby crabs hatch from the sea and start the great journey back inland. Imagine the entire island coated in a fuzzy red mist of crab babies. They swarm like a living red carpet. It's both adorable and a little terrifying, like if you spilled a giant bag of Skittles that started crawling toward you. These babies will grow up in the rainforest, where they'll live peacefully for the next few years, until one day, they too will feel the call of the beach and join the next great migration. The circle of crab life. And it's not just locals who get to witness this crusty chaos. Tourists from all over the world fly in just to see the phenomenon. Hotels get booked, cameras roll, and people travel thousands of kilometers just to say, "Wow, look at that crab climb that guy's leg." The island even has crab season alerts, like it's some kind of natural emergency. Please be advised, all schools will be closed due to excessive crab traffic. You can't make this up. It's not all sunshine and scuttles though. Sometimes heavy rains or extreme heat can disrupt the migration. Climate change and human development pose threats too. But the island's community works hard to protect the crabs and their migration paths. They build little walls to steer them, clean roads daily, and create special signs like, "Slow down. Crabs at play." And yet, with all the fuss, you can't help but feel a weird sort of admiration for these creatures. They're small but mighty. Awkward but persistent. Uninvited yet entirely welcome. And the best part? They remind us that sometimes, you've got to drop everything and follow your instincts, even if it means crossing highways, climbing walls, and facing confused humans in your path. So if you ever find yourself on Christmas Island and someone says, "We've got crabs," don't panic. It's not a medical issue. It's a marvel of nature. In a world where most of us are busy scrolling, stressing, and sitting in traffic, these little red adventurers remind us to march toward our goals with courage, and maybe just a little bit of sideways sass. Despite their enormous population, red crabs on Christmas Island are not eaten or commercially harvested, and for good reason. These crabs are protected by Australian law, and their preservation is taken very seriously due to their crucial ecological role. They help keep the forest floor clean by eating leaf litter, which contributes to a healthy ecosystem. Locals and visitors alike are forbidden from collecting or consuming them, and you won't find red crab on any restaurant menu here. In fact, the only advantage people take from them is tourism. The migration draws global attention, supporting local hotels, guides, and businesses. So, while the crabs are crawling everywhere, they're not ending up on anyone's dinner plate. Now go on. Add watching the Great Red Crab Migration to your bucket list. Because no tropical getaway is complete without a few thousand pincers, a crab on your dashboard, and an unshakable respect for a creature with more determination than most of us on a Monday morning.